Hey guys, it's me, Mario, and I'm doing a third video because why not? Because why not? In this video, we're going to continue Rokk, the Walking Mountain. Chapter 4, Saving Storm. How you all doing today? Hope you're doing well. Let's turn down the music. And let's get this reading started. Rokk, the Walking Mountain. Chapter 4, Saving Storm. Excuse me. Have the bites poisoned Storm? Tom cried. Ellen peered at the wounds. There's no way of telling, she said. Tom checked Storm's eyes. They didn't seem glazed or dull. His legs had stopped quivering, and his breathing was slowly calming down. Silver paced around Storm, howling mournfully. We'll know later, Helena said. If he continues to improve, we'll know it was just a normal bite. Vicious, but not actually poisonous. Tom picked up his shield. He took out the phoenix talon that he had won from Epos the Flamebird, and held it against Storm's injuries. The red, angry wounds pulsed for a moment, then shrank. It wasn't long before they had completely faded away. Hurry up and get better, boy, Tom whispered, patting Storm's flank. Aren't you forgetting someone? A voice asked. Tom turned to see Elena holding out her injured arm, smiling. Tom grinned back at her as he set the talon to work. Next time, he said, if I stray too far from my sword, I'll be the one who goes to get it. Deal? Deal, she said. Then you can brave the bat claws. After packing up camp, they walked Storm along the path. They didn't want to ride him until he was completely better. The sky above them was almost obscured by high, sheer mountains. Ahead, Silver bounded swiftly, stopping every once in a while to sniff the air. Tom checked the map on the amulet. We're close to the gloves, he told Elena, but the path is sloping uphill again this way. Tom guided Storm to the left. Elena whistled at Silver, who scampered over to them as they arrived at the foot of another sloping, rocky road. This path was steeper and more treacherous. As they began to climb, Tom felt his leg muscles burn. Beside him, Elena was breathing heavily. Is it me, she said, or does it feel like there's no air up here? Tom nodded. The air is getting thinner as we go higher, he said. But don't worry, the plateau where the gloves are meant to be hidden is close. We can rest there. Elena bent down to pat Silver's head. The wolf's tongue lolled. He looked exhausted. Not long, I promise, she said, her voice a quiet wheeze. Tom stroked Storm's mane. He pulled his hand away and gasped and gasped. Clumps of mane had stuck to his hand. Had Storm been poisoned after all? Tom turned to Elena, showing her his hand. Her eyes widened. "We better finish this quest quickly," she said, "for Storm's sake." Tom and Elena strode up to the sheer rock face, where the amulet had indicated the gloves were hidden. There was no choice. They would have to start climbing. "I'll go first," Tom said. "If it's too treacherous, I want you to stay here." "I'll be fine," Helena said. "I won't let you go on alone." Tom was glad he had such a brave friend with him. He flung his shield over his shoulder, then began climbing very carefully. Each hand and foothold was nothing. And each hand and foothold was nothing more than a sliver of rock, barely enough to support him. As he moved hand over hand, he heard Elena following him. Finally, Tom came upon a cranny wide enough to thrust his arm into. His stomach tingled with excitement. Surely the gloves were here. It was a perfect hiding place. He plunged his arm into the crevice, all the way up to his shoulder. His fingers flexed as he swept his hand left and right. There was nothing but dust and pebbles. "Anything?" Elena called out. Tom looked down at her. He could see sweat forming on her brow, her face red from the effort of climbing. "No," he said, "but it can't be far." He began climbing again. His arms and legs felt weaker now. His fingers trembled, and he had to be much more careful with each movement. Oh, he was going to fall. Oh, excuse me. His arms felt as if they were on fire. His hair was soaked with sweat. He heard a strange rattling, a sound from above, and his body froze. He looked up, almost losing his grip, when a small chunk of rock bounced past him. He craned his neck back to look up at where the small rock had come from. Descending the mountain was a tall, white-haired man in tatty gray robes. Tom looked down at Elena. "Go back," he hissed. "Why?" Elena asked. Frowning, Tom looked up at the approaching man. His back was stooped, and the expression on his face was fierce. They couldn't afford to be seen. Tom didn't want anyone trying to stop their quest. "Someone's coming," he hissed. And that was chapter 4. Chapter 4. Saving Storm. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that chapter. It's good juice. well, I hope you guys join me next time, when I will probably read another dragon book and 2 more chapters of Rokk, the Walking Mountain. Ugh. It has been a busy day for me today, but I managed to squeeze 3 videos in today. Chapter 3, Chapter 4, and a Great Dragon Book entry. Man, I was busy today. I also drew the next dragon as well, so yeah, it has been a day. It's been a busy day for me today, so well, I hope you guys liked, subscribed, hit the bell if you guys are interested in more read-throughs of Beast Quest and other other oh, my German's coming out. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.